It is the Positively Petland Show, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's news and sports station, 800 KXIC. Happy to have you along. We are joined in studio with Ron Solsrud, co-owner of Petland in Iowa City, right over by Lucky's Market on the east side, and Lower Muscatine Road also. You know where the store is located. Ron, how are you?
I am doing very good.
You were in Chicago over last week, so we didn't have a live show, but how did Chicago go working with your, suppliers, distributors, something like that?
Yeah, suppliers, somebody that works for us so that they help us be a better store and all that kind of stuff. And we were doing brainstorming and all that kind of stuff over the phone, but we both said, why don't we just meet face to face? And so Wendy and I had to drive into Chicago during the Christmas time, which is always fun to see that place. We were in downtown Naperville, which is, if you haven't seen that area, go check it out. It's lots of stores, lots of fun, and if you're into that kind of stuff, you'll enjoy it.
And you're almost sold out, not sold out, but your diminished supply of winter clothing with the cold temps that we've had recently. Right?
Yeah, if you haven't looked for the jackets and stuff, you want to come into Petland, Iowa City. We have a jacket that you can put on your dog. And I am saying, whether, I got a jumpy dog and I can never get those things on. This one, you can get it on in 5 seconds. And it's because it uses an elastic approach and it uses a Velcro. So it is wide open. You just put it on the back, put the Velcro together around the belly area and then around the neck area. And your dog is toasty warm. It's because we've got everything from thin to thick jackets, and this little bit of cold temperatures that we finally got into. Winter has arrived, kinda. That little bit, all of a sudden, whoop, a lot of those jackets went home. So we've already reordered and replenishing and all that kind of stuff. So we got a really nice stock for you.
And I would think a lot of people out there also just like the stylish factor of it.
Yes, these are actually really stylish jackets on top of it. This is made by a company in Canada. And so they have names for their jackets like Banff or Whistler. And these are just those eclectic ski resorts. And the jackets model after those. They were really nice. If I could get a jacket like these in my own, I'd be grabbing them too. For like a human being is what I meant.
Would you be able to get into the jacket in 5 seconds though?
If it had the Velcro, yes.
Velcro and the elastic.
Yeah.
And so, colder temps kind of brings a whole different realm of things to be concerned about with your pets, especially if you have an outside dog, I guess. You want to take extra special precaution and care, make sure that they're, safe outside.
Yeah, this year I was just, reading and listening and all that kind of stuff. I came across a veterinarian that said, this real conservative veterinarian, the question was, do dogs really need clothing? And it was an emphatic yes, and he made it logical, which is what I love. And he said, well, if your dog is shivering out there and shaking and all that, well, what do you do when you're shivering or shaking? You put a jacket on. Okay, so your dog does need clothing. And if you step back and think about it, the Chihuahua is derived from a breed down in Mexico, much closer to the equator. Now this dog
which generally means that that's warmer.
Yes. Is this one of your outbursts again? Okay.
Yes.
So now that we've brought it to the northern area, hey, they're not built for this weather. So when they go out, they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm not going poop and pee out there. So a jacket would be appropriate. Likewise, a Bernese mountain dog is not built for 90-degree weather that we get in the summer months. So you have to take action for a Bernese mountain dog in the summer months because they're built for more of a 9,000 elevation, cooler temperatures and all that kind of stuff.
And that's a good segue into what we're going to talk about as far as breeds: big, small, little.
What is right for your family? And what I always love about these conversations. What are you doing?
My phone is ringing. Normally, I don't have it on. I apologize.
All right, you were just.
I was
grabbing at things, and I just was like, "What are you grabbing at?"
I was having a small convulsion there, trying to get it out of my pocket. No, it was on vibrate, but it was annoying me.
All right, sorry. People love certain breeds because you saw it on TV, you saw it in a commercial, somebody had one, and you just had a really great experience with it. That doesn't necessarily mean that was the right pet for your family. So we're going to talk about the different types of dogs that are out there. shedding versus non-shedding, big versus small. All of these different characteristics that you'll want to consider when okay, I love that Yorkie at that one house because it was so cute and it was so loving and all that kind of stuff. But do you really know what the Yorkie is all about, kind of thing? That's why we love to look at every breed once a show, just to say this is the flavor of this breed. What today I wanted to do is go through just general characteristics that we bring out in those breeds, but what is the right pet for your family, and guide you in that direction. So, I from this discussion, I want a small breed that is shedding because that's going to be the lowest maintenance dog, and we're going to tell you why that would be. So you had a large breed, and then I'm all about small breeds. What did you tell us a little bit about what are some of the wow, I didn't realize it, or looking back on that large breed, that they tend to be a higher maintenance dog. Is there anything that you can remember, Jerry, that would indicate, wow, yeah, I had to do this because it was a larger breed?
Nothing jumps out of my head because I loved every aspect of Greta. I had a Great Dane for 11 years. And there was nothing that I looked at that said that it was an inconvenience. I guess probably cleaning up the backyard in the spring. I mean, but that's just part of...
So larger dog, larger poop. And
6 minutes and 51 seconds.
Actually, you missed the poop a little while ago.
Dang it, 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
So larger poop, more of it, because that larger breeds are going to eat more. So there's going to be more cleanup. So to you, I love it. You didn't care. I love my dog. That's what they do. I'm all about it.
I would get on my swim trunks and get into the shower with her when I gave her a bath.
Oh, I wasn't sure where you're going with that outside.
You never know where I'm going with that. But no, that was where I would just bring her straight in. And, no dog really likes getting wet. But I could control, if I closed that door, then I could keep her corralled, and I could make sure that I really get her thoroughly rinsed off. And then I would use one of those big
detachable,
the horse combs. The loops,
yes,
that we've talked about before. And I would comb her through and get all of that dander and any dead hair. And she just she ate it up. She loved being
a lot of tension, probably like the scratching and everything. So
painted her toenails.
So larger breed, you also just brought out, for some people, it's more shedding. There's more hair, so you're going to see more shed around the house. A shedding dog from a large breed, you're going to see that shed in the house. Did you notice that? From a large breed?
Only when if she would get up on her couch or something like that. But we had a separate love seat that we bought second or even third hand that we just turned into her daybed. And so we didn't care if we would change the blanket on it every once in a while. But she was always up on that. She would never get up on the other furniture. So
the other side of the coin, a small breed. Here we have a little dachshund, 13 pounds. Yours was how many pounds approximately?
123.
Yeah, so the difference in pounds. Our dachshund, we can't ever see the shed in our house. She's a shedding dog, and we never find it.
Larger breed, more expensive also.
Oh, good point.
We had Eukanuba food that she was on ever since she was a puppy, and then we went through the progression of the puppy food versus maintenance, and then the senior brand of Eukanuba also. And we were spending $50 a month on that 40-pound bag, and with the 10 buy 10 get 1 free
at Petland, Iowa City.
We were part of that club also. But then as she did get older, and we bought her glucosamine, and then we got her incontinence pills, and then we honestly were spending probably close to $100 a month between her food and then her 2 pills in her last, I would probably say 6-8 months that she was alive.
And your vet bills were more expensive when you visited the vet, and it makes sense. Some people, well, it's not fair. They're just bigger dogs. Well, they actually take more of the vaccine or whatever you're delivering to that dog, or the veterinarian is going to take more of it. So, well, it's going to cost more. So yeah, the veterinarian visits are more expensive and all that, where a little dog here, how many bags did you go through? Like a big 30, 40, whatever pound bag in a month. How many did you
One.
Get? Right. I go through.
But we had her, we were extremely vigilant as far as only giving her a cup and a half in the morning and a cup and a half at night. And it was the same, it was virtually the same time, 7 and 6, whatever it was.
Right.
So she knew exactly when she was going to get fed and how much.
Right. And from what you're just saying is you kept your dog at the appropriate weight.
Mhm.
That's what you are gauging that. So yeah, same thing I do with my both my dogs. I can go through, and it's like a 25, 30-pound bag. That's about 3 months worth of food. So a smaller bag.
She was eating 40
and
pounds,
3
40 pounds a month.
Right. So that's where that expense comes in. And like we said earlier, that's where the more poop, more cleanup, and that is going to be as well. But again, you didn't mind it at all. I love large breeds, but I always say, because of the maintenance, I like it when somebody else owns the large breed, because I can come over, play with it, have fun, and then not have to do all that.
If I could have her back for another year, I'd spend $300 a month.
Yeah, right. So it's definitely worth it either way. But our people that are watching and viewing and listening right now are saying, oh, these are really good points. We talked about the shedding. Here, something that you had a shedding dog. Comparing a shedding, have you ever had any other dog that was non-shedding?
Cocker Spaniels, I don't
Yeah,
think
but that's all shedding. Did you ever... Cocker Spaniel's kind of right in the middle. It is definitely a shedding dog.
Okay.
But the hair gets longer, so people will go to the groomer as a result.
We had a poodle.
Non-shedding right there.
Yep.
How old were you when you had that?
Let's see.
Just to like put a frame of reference.
Probably from the age I was born, and he died when he was 17, I think, 18, something like that. Right. So we had him the majority of.
So you might not have seen all the maintenance that went on that one. And so on a shedding versus non-shedding, the important thing there is a non-shedding dog is higher maintenance, bottom line. You now have to comb them out every day. You have to usually work on their eyes and some other areas, the back end and the paws, because that hair keeps on growing and you got to trim it. With my own dog, I have to trim the eye area because it just gets all goobied up every week. I have to wash it every day. And then brushing all the time. We actually keep a very tight coat on Susie because that allows us not to have to brush every day. So those non-shedding breeds, while they don't shed as much in the house, and you're not going to see it as much anyway. I don't notice Susie's hair in the house either, but there's a lot more maintenance that you have to do because of it. Just like we wash our hair and comb it and brush it, and the longer it is, the more maintenance it is, and all that kind of same kind of a thing for a dog. So I got Susie, or when we did, we fell in love. She was small, white little fluffy thing and all that. I just had the impression that she was going to be an easier dog than Callie, which is a dachshund short hair. After we got Susie going for a few months, I'm like, boy, this little thing's a lot of maintenance, a lot of brushing and all primping and all that kind of stuff. So something that I didn't expect, and this is over 10 years ago, on Susie. So realize when you go for the non-shedding dog, you're going to have a little bit more maintenance on the upkeep of that dog. Where Callie, her hair is so short, there's no brushing ever needed. If she needs to be wiped down, it's a quick wipe down and all that kind of stuff. A bath is in and out, you're done, kind of a thing. Where Susie requires more maintenance because of the longer hair and all that kind of stuff. So,
and making that segue over, Greta used to love her chew toys, and we had literally a bushel basket of all of her favorite toys. And even though some of them were absolutely destroyed, she still had her favorite ones that she would pull out every single time.
So so moving into chews, I brought into the studio here a bunch of chew toys, and it just
was that a good segue?
That was a really good segue.
Thank you.
Not a random event like what normally happens. What I brought in was unique chew toys for your dog, and we'll get some in for the cat on future episodes. Things that you might want to consider, because we're always like, what do I get for Jerry for Christmas, or my husband or my wife or whatever, or my kids? But what do we get for our dogs? And there's some really unique things out there. So we have the typical Christmas things that squeak and look. This is what a little hedgehog with a little Santa hat on it, and this is cute. Oh, we've got the little bear. Oh yes, beautiful bear. This one has a really big squeaker in it, a full body squeaker, so those tend to be a little more durable on that. I think I had one. Oh yeah, I do have actually a cat little thing, which is cute. It's like a tiny little stocking with a little head furry hair on it, and it's catnip infused so that they come after it and stuff like that. This would actually, though, be cute for a little dog. So we got the Christmas stuff. If you want that and just have that kind of a product that's out there, I would, though, start looking at some other things that are out there. We're going to start with the plush type of things. I got right now in my hands the Bulldog by Zeus. It shakes and barks. So this it's a plush toy, a little bit on the hard, but it vibrates and moves around. And when we brought this in 2 years ago, I said, well, let's see what people think. These things fly off the shelf. People love them, come back in.
They fly too?
Yeah. Only in somebody's hands, though. All right, so that's a good one to consider. Something that moves and shakes on its own. This one's got a battery in it, so that's what it does. Jerry, you gave me the... Oh, you're not telling me to stop.
No.
All right. Other plush. Here's a little... I feel a little funny about it. The Happy Hemp Plush Dog Bone Toy. You might be going, why is Ron talking about this? Hemp is stronger. So this is not anything you can get high off of or anything like that. This is something that's a stronger toy.
Cannabis for dogs. That's going to be the next thing inside the store.
It's already out.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's not the stuff it's that stuff that you don't get high on. I don't really understand that market yet. We actually are looking at it because
we'll do a full show on it sometime.
People are telling me about it, and I said, okay, I'll admit like I'm naive on that.
It's kind of like the bitters. I'll be more than happy to test some of that for you.
So staying on the plush, we've got those stuffless toys that have squeakers. So if your dog is one that takes the stuffing out, we've got those stuffless ones, really cute ones that I think are like fun to have around. Staying on the plush, this one has, and you might be able to see it on the videos, this one has rope inside the plush toy. So this is actually something pretty strong and durable and all that kind of stuff. So
Greta would have that torn apart in 10 minutes.
But then the rope is there. So I always say, don't, just because they get torn apart, if it's small bits and pieces, throw those away so they don't swallow them. But this is going to end up with a rope on the inside. So it's almost like a changing toy. And then getting a little more hard, we've got the leather, which is now more durable, and this is in the shape of a squirrel. So something, and then there's something in here somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm going to find this one, but it's a plush toy, but it's on the leather, so it's stronger. Moving into now, we've got these tug balls. So this one's called the Bomber Extreme, and we got the orange version of this.
That's fun.
This thing you can hold on to. Yeah. The dog can bite. We've got small, medium, and large. So we got them for all sizes of dogs. This one is real durable in that their teeth can't really puncture it easily. So the dog, you're gonna, if you got that dog that it eats through everything, it'll eat through this one eventually. But it definitely is much stronger. If you are down that path, Nylabone is a really good product, and some dogs like these things. Well, most dogs do. Some dogs don't get into them. This one's our favorite. If you go for a Nylabone, if your dog isn't into Nylabone, get something with a texture. This one is the dinosaur, and it has little bumps all over it. It's usually the bumps that they go after and stuff, as well as a little bit of flavor. But this one is really good. If you have a really strong chewer, when you get to Nylabone, look for DuraChew on the label. Those are going to be stronger. Or the best of the best for strong chewers is the Galileo. The Galileo is a very strong chew for dogs. This is the strongest one that I've ever found of any chew. Let's go into then the natural chew, which is actually the category that I like the best. And if you're on camera, you're seeing a lot of toys come out of here that are really unique. Natural choice here. This is my favorite one. This is the water buffalo horn. These are naturally fallen horns. This one, like deer antlers, are all cooked and stuff like that, so some of the flavoring goes away. This one's not. So the dogs like them, and they're a little cheaper than those antlers. Those antler prices are a little high. This one's getting lower and will last about the same length. People that switch to this say their dog seems to like it more. The bully stick, and this one's in a round. This is a meaty tendon type product, so it's good for them. And because it's in a circle, they have a hard time figuring out how to get it and all that. With all these toys, hey, every single one of them. If your dog gets them to a small piece, take them away. And then this one, these are patty wax. Oh, these are buffalo strips, meaty strips. Really economical. These things are flying off our shelf, so they like them as chews, but it's also good for the dog. Chirpy Chew is another good one. This is yak cheese, hardened yak cheese. So my dog licks this thing to death like ice cream. Bigger dogs are going to chew them up and all that kind of stuff. So it's a nice treat. It's actually nutritious for them. And then for smaller dogs, if you're like, that's a little big for my little dog, this is the same product for a small dog. It's unlike rawhide, where it's going to come off in small bits rather than big chews and all that kind of stuff. So that's chews.
Lots
for your
of
dogs.
chews. And you always point out quickly, have a variety of chews. Give them
like
a variety.
What you said at the front end, a basket full. And like people get one toy and they'll go, well, it ate through it in 3 hours. I go, well, how many toys do you have? Well, I buy one at a time. Get a variety for that dog. Just like a kid loves to have a lot of variety. And also that gets them to stop chewing on the furniture or the rug or the corner of your house. When you have something that they like that does that same, that instinctual chewing, this takes care of that as opposed to chewing the side of your house off.
Tell us about Petland, Iowa City.
We are Petland of Iowa City. We're located in the Sycamore Mall, now known as the Marketplace Mall. We're across the parking lot right now from Lucky's Market, soon to be right next door. Hopefully end of first or beginning of second quarter of next year.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is extremely exciting to be there. If you haven't been into our store, we're all about fun. We love taking care of our pets and then educating you on, what's the right pet for you. Just like what we were talking about today, this is what we do every day in the store. So come in, we have the buy 10, get one free. We track it for you. It is that easy. And then we have the $5 nail trim. You can't beat a $5 nail trim. Come on in.
There it is, Ron Solzrud, Petland of Iowa City. It's the Positively Petland Show, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's news and sports station, 800 KXIC. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.